Netflix?
No!
Is it HBO?
No!
Is it Disney?
No!
Is it Apple TV?
No!
Then it must be Tubi. Tell them they're streaming.
Welcome to Tell 'em They're Streaming. Hey, my name is Robert, and sitting beside me is Australian comedian who in a celebrity golf tournament got confused when somebody shouted for a tea, and he got them an Earl Grey. This is Richie for Goodacre. Richie, how are you, mate?
Mate, you can't go wrong with a nice, cozy Earl Grey. That's what I've always said. You've heard me say that, yeah.
That's your catchphrase. I hear you say it all the time.
Yeah. Like, the Rock's got, you've smelt the Rock is cooking. Stone Cold's got, that's the bottom line. Because Stone Cold said so. I've got, you can't go wrong with a nice, cozy Earl Grey.
Yes.
It There's signs everywhere. People actually throw tea bags at me. It's cool.
Do they? They're just teabagging you all the time, are they?
Yeah. And I'm like, hey, stop, I'll give you half an hour to stop that. No, going good. I hope you missed us. We've been away for a week, but I really hope you missed us and that you're like, oh my God, I can't live life without. Well, not that room, but I can't properly function. That's probably the better way of saying that. Without my tell 'em they're streaming. Well, we're back.
Without
We're
those
good
two
dudes.
goofs on the internet.
Yeah.
How's your week been, Richie?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I haven't really been doing a lot, just chilling. And I don't know because I just sort of been chilling out in my house for the most part. Other than going to the movies, your mind starts to wander, right? I was feeding my dog just before, right? And I
Mm.
don't know. I don't know if you've had this sort, obviously dog food is, for dogs. That's what, hence dog food, right?
Mm.
And not fit for human consumption. But have you ever gone like the way they describe dog food, like sauteed chicken or succulent lamb? You're like, there was a moment when your head you go, that actually sounds quite nice.
Your dog
But
gets satay chicken?
oh yeah, I don't know.
Whoa.
It's it's very 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 weird diet where yeah, like she eats it and immediately just shits it out. It's amazing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Does she eat it with... Oh, no, it's racist. I can't say that. Doesn't matter.
I know what you're about to say.
I don't
And,
know.
and no, she doesn't eat it with chopsticks.
Oh,
There
you
you
did know what I
go.
was going to say. Wow. You're a genius, Richie.
Oh.
Matthew, David, Ranger Stacy Goodacre.
Yeah. And Ranger and Stacy are two separate names, so it's
Yes.
like Ranger and Stacy. So yeah,
I've ever
I
tell you
just
a
wanted.
story. I met Ranger Stacy once.
I have too. Yeah.
She's great. She's brilliant.
Yeah.
Uh,
Uh.
so yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
there's my story about Ranger Stacy.
Yeah. Like the cool thing of we think like if you meet Ranger Station, she's cool, but then she's like, oh, do you want to look at all these like potentially very ominous reptiles I've got me but I brought with me because I met her at the backstage of Rove. Yes, I've been to Rove,
Oh,
and
hello. All right,
and
quickly update, Richie. For anybody who doesn't live in Australia, who is Ranger Stacy and who is Rove?
Ranger Stacy is kind of like I don't know, like a wildlife. I don't know what you'd call it. Like she hosted a wildlife program, didn't she? Uh,
Yeah, and
um,
she originally
and
from a program called Wombat with Agro.
she's like a more mellow, uh, more, more Steve Irwin.
Yeah, definitely more
She,
mellow.
yeah. So yeah, she does a lot of wildlife stuff, and so yeah, like whenever she goes on like talk shows and the like, she'll bring along some of the reptiles stuff. I can't remember exactly what she brought when I I met her, but I didn't really want to pat them. I'll put it that way. And Rove, people might know if they're in America. I don't know, or yeah, other places. He's an Australian comedian and talk show host. He had a show on Channel 10 here and Channel 9 briefly. Called Rove Live, which it's basically just like a late night talk show, like your Jay Leno, Conan O'Brien, something like that. And yeah, he's quite popular.
And
And
you were
yeah, but
backstage. You were
yeah, yeah,
backstage at Rove. So this is
yeah,
this
I
is
do.
the big talking point. I mean, that's a pretty big get in Australia. That's like going on David Letterman in America.
Yeah,
How did you
uh,
manage that?
it was actually a Starlight wish. So
Oh,
I was like, I wanted to want to meet Rove. For some reason I thought always I never thought I could, I was eligible for a Starlight wish, right? Because I thought that was like, I don't know, I thought that was for kids that kind of in the more dire circumstances
mm.
than me. But yeah, but then I found out like, oh, anybody with disability is eligible. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna milk that. And and I was like, yeah, cool, I'll meet Rove. And then the cool thing, like, other than Ranger Stacy, they also had the rapper Nelly,
Oh well, yeah.
and Nancy Cartwright, the voice of Bart Simpson.
Oh well.
But
Did you get an autograph?
no, because it was it's like, yeah, technically they're on the show, but they were via satellite. So God damn it.
Oh,
Um, yeah. So that was annoying. But I got to meet him, and he's a big wrestling fan, so we talked for a bit. Uh, And yeah, I haven't actually, it would be interesting to see if I met him now and to go, hey, we do the same thing. I mean, I don't host a talk show, but we, talk funny stuff on the microphone. Maybe that's a cool story. Can I open for you? Be like, look, I don't do charity, mate. Anyway, yeah, yeah.
is he saying that to you, or you saying that to him?
I don't know. No, I feel like maybe Rove's like not, kind of, people change. Maybe maybe Rove's a dick now. Just not even.
No,
No, it's
no.
all right. I don't know. He lives in Perth these days. I'm not likely to go. What's in Perth?
The whacker.
Okay, cool. I'll go there for that.
All right, cool. Well, I guess we better start getting onto it because we're just loving this conversation. Today we're doing a movie called Frankenhooker from 1990. The synopsis is on Tubi. The B-movie cult film centers on a man out to reanimate his decapitated fiancée through the body parts of prostitutes he finds in New York City.
Sounds
I
like a
am
lot like a lot like a movie called Reanimator. Anyway.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
IMDb, a medical school dropout loses his fiancée in a tragic lawnmower incident and decided to bring her back. Unfortunately, he was only able to save her head. So he goes to the red light district in the city and lures prostitutes into a hotel room so he can get parts for his girlfriend. All right, Richie, you ready for the trivia?
Yep.
The film cost $1.5 million to make. Though they had used up the rest of the funds for the pyrotechnics during the exploding sex workers scenes. Apparently, the director ended up using some unlicensed pyrotechnics for the shoot. The guy who set it up is believed to have said, "Don't worry, it may be safe."
Maybe so. That's like that dude who who lives out of lives out in the sticks in a trailer who's like selling fireworks. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, definitely. It hasn't hurt anybody in the last couple of weeks. Go by
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
not that we
Mm,
know of.
yeah.
A few cats are running scared. Um,
Yeah.
Beverly Bonner, who I accidentally kept on calling a Boner, Beverly Boner, but I realized it's Bonner, not Boner. Sorry,
Yeah.
Beverly Bonner. She plays Casey, a character that appears in Basket Case in 1982. She's
Which is the
also in
same director.
same
Yeah,
director
yeah.
and same director again. Also, Brain Damage from 1988, and also Basket Case 2 from 1990. And as you said,
She's
all
but
directed by Frank Henenlotter.
But she's not in the third one. There's a third one.
Yes, there is a third one, and she missed out on that. Damn.
Oh.
Elizabeth, who becomes Frankenhooker, has the last name of Shelley. I don't know if you picked this up or not, Richie.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
This, of course, is a homage to Mary Shelley,
Mary Shelley.
the author of Frankenstein.
Mm.
I don't know if this is true, but apparently the film took 12 years to make.
Okay, it's
Mm.
all right, fair enough. I mean,
Doesn't,
you would have
doesn't,
thought maybe you would have seen like if it took 12 years, you would have seen like them weirdly age.
yeah,
Yeah,
unless,
well, he
yeah, unless like post it took 12 years or something, but I don't know.
yeah,
It didn't have any
yeah,
other explanation why it took allegedly 12 years to make.
yeah.
Did you know Bill Murray is a big fan of this movie?
Oh, it has more of a following than I thought it did. I didn't know how well known it was until I started asking people, and then I looked at reviews and stuff. I'm like, wow, okay, so yeah, I didn't. So it reached Bill Murray. That's kind of cool.
Well,
Um,
you got a mate that apparently you said you were going to
yeah,
do this film, and he goes, "I've got it in my collection."
yeah. Austin Pezhal, who I do the Lonely Marks podcast, another Lonely Marks podcast with on the Movie Hero Network. Just a quick plug, and
You got plugs at the end.
I well, you brought it up, so I'm gonna do plug halfway through. Okay, I half run this ship too. Deal with it, and yeah, he said he got his collection, and then I was on a trivia thing with the other member of the Learn the Max podcast, Jordan P.S. Owens, and on the Movie Hero Network, and you can and yeah, he had heard about this movie too. I mean, he's listed seen the trailer, so yeah, and then yeah, I think a lot of people in the sort of trivia space had heard about this movie, so yeah, I was surprised.
I think plugging's a bit lowering yourself there, Richie. By the way, go and buy my new book. Tell them they're streaming. You can get this at all bookstores.
It's a, it's a, I think it's a picture frame.
Yeah, it is a bit of a picture frame, but joke stands.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh, um, the Hooker talk show in the movie is a parody of the Morton Downey Jr. show, which was
I thought
around
so.
in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah. If you don't know, yeah, like people who don't, yeah, Morton Downey Jr. show is sort of like it was before Jerry Springer, in a light, sort of not as intense, but in a lighter way. Yes, it's very daytime talk, trashy kind of. You don't know if it's real or not, but yeah, and it's all for the drama of people's lives. So yeah. Mm.
The film was shot at New York City's Pier 40. As of 2019, the only Frankenhooker film not to begin with the letter B.
Okay,
Jeffrey in the movie hides his VHS tape of the news report on Elizabeth's death in a hollowed out copy of Grey's Anatomy, which I found you can buy online. You can buy a Grey's Anatomy hollowed out book, so you too can keep your videotapes in a Grey's Anatomy book.
Yeah, that would have been handy in in the 90s. Yeah. If you still have videotapes, good on you. You can buy that.
Elizabeth doesn't become Frankenhooker until 56th minute into the movie.
Yeah.
Frankenhooker's initial release was delayed because of difficulty of obtaining an R rating from the MPAA. The director recalls he had a phone call from the production company. Congratulations, you're the first film rated S. And he said, S for sex. And they said, no, S for shit.
So I guess like the ratings in America, right? You'd think it'd be hard to easier to obtain an R rating because you think that's the maximum one, but R doesn't mean like R18. I don't think it means like restricted. It means like yeah. I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think it means 18. It means I think it's lower than that, and then the one higher than R is NC 17. which is like that is more restricted, and that you can't if you're under 17 you can't go. So I think maybe they would keep getting NC-17 rating and they couldn't get it dropped down to R, which is
Yeah, I think
interesting.
back in those days they had an X rating.
Oh yeah,
So like X rating was what NC-17 is today.
yeah.
And so forth, and R rating was underneath that. But we're here in Australia. I think R rating's our highest, isn't it? Isn't that
Uh,
the
yeah, R18. I think it goes G, PG, M, MA. Yeah, and M is recommended. MA is restricted for 15 years and over, and R18 is restricted for 18 years and over. New Zealand has a weird ranking system. I remember that they would have things like like a movie and it says R13. Like, okay, that's a weird ranking.
you're
Or
like
R4.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say you're like the Rain Man of ratings of
yeah.
television shows and movies. Yeah, PG, R, M.
If you want to, if you want to see a good movie about ratings, it's a documentary that and it's got Kevin Smith in it, so you might have seen it. It's called "This Film Is Not Yet Rated."
Oh
It's all
yeah.
about that rating system. So yeah, go check that out. Hmm.
Variety wrote Frankenhooker is a grisly, grotesque horror comedy recommended only for the the stout of heart and strong of stomach. Vincent,
I've never been referred to as stout of heart, but yeah, I guess now I have stout of heart.
you got
Hey
stout of
Richie,
heart.
you've got stout of heart. I'm like, that's very hurtful. I'll just now let me look at what stout means. Hmm.
Isn't it a type of
Uh,
beer?
or
Anyway,
is it means small? Yeah.
Vincent Vincent Canby from the New York Times wrote, "There is a legitimate sense of absurd lurking within within Frank Henenlotter's Frankenhooker, but it is overshadowed by special effects and elements that recall softcore pornography."
Okay.
Kevin Thomas of the Los Angeles Times called it hilarious, totally outrageous, grin and gore comedy. So Richie, oh no, we've got some more here. Frankenhooker was named Killer Bee Film of the Year in 1990 by E! Entertainment Television, Attack of the Bees segment. There are a couple of Blu-ray releases through Synapses Film and Arrow Films, and they both have commentary tracks and extras on it. They both look pretty good.
I totally want
Blu-rays.
to. I want to get that. Yeah, yeah.
It's directed by Frank Henenlotter. How do I say
Lotta,
that,
yeah.
Richie?
I just said Lotta, but maybe it's not. Look, Frank, if you're watching, I think I had it up here a second ago. So, uh, let's give it a whirl. I might butcher your name as well, sir. So, but let's have a go. Frank Lotta. There you go.
Frank
Or
Henen.
Lotta. We'll go Lotta.
Okay, Frank Henenlotter. He's also directed a movie called Bad Biology in 2008. Anything else you want to talk about, Frank Henenlotter?
Yeah, he's done. Yeah, like just Basket Case. I guess that's another sort of classic B grade movie, which I'm sure we'll probably get around to eventually. It's quite well known. Yeah, he's very into his sort of body horror, I guess you'd say. As you'd get into it. He was also I think it's a documentary. Yeah, he directed documentary like Herschel Gordon Lewis, the Godfather of Gore. So yeah, that's something that's more newer. It came out in 2010. So yeah, he's very. I think he's very. I reckon like. I reckon, like, look, put it this way, I reckon David Cronenberg would know who he is, and probably, and it wouldn't be surprised me if he's inspired by him. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's cred. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
He
yeah.
also, sorry, go on.
No, you go.
He also co-wrote the film, and I see on here that he also wrote a film called Chasing Banksy from 2015.
Okay. Nothing to do with chasing Amy.
No,
You know?
no. This is obviously about the artist Banksy, because the
Yeah.
cover you could tell that it was like Banksy type art. But I think it's a movie. I don't think it's a doco. I think it's a genuine movie about chasing
Okay.
Banksy.
Okay.
The other co-writer was a bloke called Robert Martin, and he wrote Basket Case 3 from 1991.
Okay. Cool.
So having a look at the cast, James Lorenz, he was in a little movie called The Irishman from 2019, Martin Bloody Scorsese.
Okay.
That's
The dude I think I swear he looked like a cross between Matthew Perry and Frankie Muniz. If they had a love baby, that's it. Yeah, and put those two on screen. Put it like an early when you edit this. Put an early like Matthew Perry and early Frankie Muniz. I swear to God. There you go.
I will definitely try and do that for you, man. Paddy Mullen was in a movie called Doom Asylum from 1987. C.K. Stiefel was in a movie called Lurkers, also from 1987. Beverly Bonner was in a movie called See You Next Tuesday, 2013.
What does that mean?
I think it's just basically the day after Monday. We'll see you, Richie. Thank
Okay,
you.
cool.
Yes. You trying to get me to say bad words on the podcast.
Yeah.
Naughty you. Heather Hunter was in a film called Snipes from 2001.
I've seen that movie.
And any
It's
good?
also, yeah, it's all right. It's also got a early Zoe Saldana film. Yeah, that's
Oh,
good.
okay. Oh, cool. All right, it's now time for film chat.
Film chat.
Jeffrey Franken, played by James Lawrence, is at a kitchen table with a human brain with an eye in it, trying to get a response from it. This is the opening scene, Richie. What did you think?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely yeah, I definitely like throws you right into it. You're like, oh shit, okay. Yeah, so it was pretty harrowing. Yeah, yeah.
He is interrupted by Mrs. Shelley, who's played by Joanna Ritchie.
No, yeah, no relation.
No, well, that's your first name.
I know, I know, I know. But like Richie, it could be, you know what I mean? People are related and don't have people are related and don't have like the same last name. You know?
Oh, let's crack me up. We find out that we are at a birthday party for Mr. Shelley, who's played by J.J. Clark. Elizabeth Shelley, who is the girlfriend of Jeffrey Franken, gives her father a remote control lawnmower. Elizabeth Shelley gets run over by said lawnmower while showing it off. Splat. That's the prequel, not the prequel. That means it's another film. The pre-stuff before the credits,
Yeah,
and then the credits
yeah,
roll.
yeah. You see that's like the whole. I reckon she could have moved out of the way, to be honest. Yeah, she had time, but she had to go. Ah!
Yeah, well, the boyfriend's there shouting, "Don't stand in front of the lawnmower. Move away from the lawnmower." Yeah. Anyway, she went splat.
She did.
Sometime. Sorry, mate.
I was agreeing with you. She
Oh,
did,
cool.
yeah.
Sometime later, Jeffrey Franken is working on rebuilding his girlfriend, though he only has a head left. Well, I've written that, but he did have some other little bits too, hand and a bit of a foot. But I just thought it was more interesting to know that he's only got the head there, and
Yeah.
he's working on this big spreadsheet of. This is really cool. They're putting it through the opening titles, and he was going, "Oh, if I put this over here and then get electricity to here," but it was actually really well done.
Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna bring this up, but he's been this while watching the news coverage, and but the news is very it's not very professional. I don't think you'd see this like hear what they were talking about in an actual news story. It was like yeah, uh, basically the victim was relegated to a tossed salad. Uh, yeah, but
Well,
you know,
I'm gonna hopefully play a bit of this news report because I loved it. I just thought it was
I
so funny.
I
Um,
Yeah, a salad that the police are trying to piece back together.
Yeah,
And
I think she called
and
it a
then
human salad.
What began as a birthday barbecue ended in a bizarre tragedy in Hohokus, New Jersey today. It was this power mower that brought a quick end to the life of 21-year-old bride-to-be Elizabeth Shelley. Like wood through a mulcher, the girthful fiancée disappeared beneath the blades of the berserk mower that sent her personality raining down upon the horrified birthday revelers. In a blaze of blood, bones, and body parts, the vivacious young girl was instantly reduced to a tossed human salad, a salad that police are still trying to gather up, a salad that was once named Elizabeth.
a human salad. I'm like, well, you would never. That's very insensitive. And then the cop, like insensitive as well because he's like, look, like we only have certain body parts. Well, what body parts are you missing? Look, we can't be specific, but at the moment she's a jigsaw puzzle.
She's a jigsaw puzzle. I reckon if we weren't reviewing this movie, I'd watch it anyway, just because it is quite funny. This bit I love as well, and I hopefully get to play a bit of this. Is Jeffrey pours his heart out to his mum about how worried he is about his own mental health and that he may commit a crime, and she responds with, "Would you like a sandwich?" It was so funny.
Yeah, well, so am I, Ma. Something's happening to me that I just don't understand. I can't think straight anymore. Like my reasoning is all, twisted and distorted, you know? I seem to be disassociating myself from reality more and more each day. I'm antisocial. I'm becoming dangerously amoral. I've lost the ability to distinguish between right from wrong, good from bad. I'm scared, Ma. I mean, I feel like sometimes I'm plunging headfirst into some kind of black void of sheer, utter madness or something.
Do you want a sandwich?
Also, I don't know if you noticed this. In the background, he's got a photo of her in the casket, framed.
No, I missed that.
I don't know. How's that not a red flag? Like, what the fuck?
Well, I think the red flag was him saying, "I think I'm going to do bad." I mean, that's a pretty red flag as well. Jeffrey has his own lab built in the garage. This is where he keeps Elizabeth's head. And then he has a candlelight dinner with her. Yes, just the head. He has a candlelight dinner with just the head. They have Italian. Pizza.
I laugh if she woke up. It's like, oh, I just woke up and go, we had Italian last week.
He has 2 days to find all the body parts before the big lightning storm comes, where he will be using that lightning to bring Elizabeth back to life. He gets an idea. And how does he get this idea, Richie?
I actually, you might have to tell me. I don't remember this bit.
He puts a bloody drill into his head.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he drills himself. Like when I sort of looked this up, that they called it. They called that. They had some particular term for like what he was doing psychologically. But yeah, like, yeah, he must have been really sure that like. Is that how he's come up with all his ideas? Just drilling his head, like sure. He's not worried. Oh, does he have to not worried that he's going to have maybe have a lobotomy because he went too far?
I don't know, but he had like a little brain set up, and like so he pointed out which one he had to go to, and then he started doing it, and he came up with the idea about renting sex workers and using their body parts. He tells a sex worker that he wants about 7 or 8 girls to do a beauty pageant for his dying brother. So that's of course a lie.
And the way he was dressed, it's like when you're a kid and you find your dad's suit. in his glasses, and you're like, "Hey, look, I'm a grown up." Yeah.
Jeffrey makes lethal crack to poison the sex workers with. Bit of
I
Breaking
believe
Bad here.
I believe he calls it super crack.
Super
Super
crack.
super crack, which sounds like a bogan superhero.
Jeffrey, dressed as a doctor, studies the sex workers to see which body parts he wants. The sex work, well, we see all that, which I can't show anything of because
Yeah, no,
there's a lot of
yeah,
nudity.
yeah.
The sex workers smoke the crack, and eventually, one by one, they explode.
Ex- it reminds me of like you probably won't be able to get this clip because copyright, but if you could without music, that'd be cool. Like at the start of well, in Austin Powers, they have a thing called fembots, and
Mm.
like and at the start of Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, that Austin works out that yeah, Liz Hurley's character, like his love interest in the first movie is a fembot because he's trying to work the TV and it's messing up with her, and then like she explodes nearly the exact same way. So I don't know if there's inspiration there, but yeah.
Could be. Um, the sex workers have all exploded now. Jeffrey gathers their body parts up, goes back to the lab, and puts them together to build his girlfriend back from the dead. With use of lightning, Frankenhooker comes alive.
Oh, it's alive.
Frankenhooker thinks she is a sex worker, though. She has sex with a man, but during it, he explodes.
And his head pops off.
Pops off. Pop.
His head pops off, and he goes, that's a sweet spot.
Jeffrey goes looking for her. Some other
Oh,
man. Sorry, go
this
on.
was funny. This is funny. He goes looking for her, and he's asking people, and he goes, "Look, I'm looking tall, hot woman. She's purple. Black shoulders." It's funny.
Some other man forces a kiss on Frankenhooker and he explodes. Another bloke explodes. There are a lot of blokes exploding here. Anyway, Jeffrey finally gets Frankenhooker back to the lab and tries to fix her. And he does. And she becomes Elizabeth again. Though, what happens then?
The pimp, the pimp that we're that kind of the pimp who's sort of after this dude because obviously he killed a lot of his workers came in. I think his name was Zorro. comes up from behind him and then slices his head off. So yeah,
He dies.
So he dies, and then Elizabeth has this idea. It's like, well, well, that, but well, then, yeah, before that, have like something triggers like the all the other body parts that are there to come alive, and in a very harrowing, like very Cronenberg-esque scene. And there's like they're all kind of attacking this dude. But yeah, so there's like one person like with a hand out of its head, and yeah, it's very kind of it's amazing. The prosthetics in this movie is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I would say. Yeah, and yeah, that was really well done. But yeah, but then she has this idea. It's like, oh, I can do what you did, and I can make you into a person. And yeah, he he becomes in the words of Aerosmith, dude looks like a lady.
Yes, because apparently
So,
they can only do this thing can only do females. So yeah, basically it's his head on a female body. And
well,
that's
the problem, I think it's not just that they can only do females. They only had female body parts that disposed.
yeah, but
They,
they the liquid that he had was called estrian something or other, which is for women, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yep. So Richie, that's the end. What did you think? And what is your score? And can I just say how much fun? It was so much fun.
I unironically love the movie as a Tubi movie. I'll give it 4.5. As an overall movie, I'll give it 3.5.
I really enjoyed it too. Just mainly because there was so many funny lines. I mean, the movie is B grade, but
Yeah,
there was so many funny lines put into the movie. It didn't take itself too seriously at all. It was a fun horror, and if you're into that sort of horror, you'll really enjoy it. I'll give it as a Tubi film. I'll give it a 4, which I think you did the same, did you? And I'll
yeah,
get
yeah, 4.5. I think. Yeah,
four and a half.
yeah,
I might up it to 4.5 too, then, just to be like you.
yeah.
You're like my big brother.
Okay.
And I will, I will give it a 2.5 for a normal movie because yeah, I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah. All right. Cool. For let's get quizzical, quizzical.
I
I
wanna
wanna
get
get
quizzical. Let's
let's get
get quizzical. Let me
quizzical.
see your
Hmm.
quizzies talk. Your quizzies talk. Yeah.
All right. You know what? I think they get sexier and sexier every week.
I think we might have to release it as a single. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, yeah, sure. Hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, I'll pretty sure Libby won't mind.
Libby won't mind. No, no.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
cool. All
Cool.
right. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I should probably get going, shouldn't I? Yeah. We just go. Okay. Let's just yeah. Just away with the fairies. For this week, I thought you know, as I kind of mentioned before, this sort of a Frankenhooker kind of comes under the subgenre of like body horror. Cronenberg is really good at body horror. So I've got a few more lesser known body horror movies, and you just got to guess the body horror and guess
Okay.
the real movie.
All right. So one you're made up and one is a body
Yeah,
horror. Cool.
yeah. And I'll try not to, I might give away a couple of these because I'm funny and I make myself laugh. Anyway, so the first one, American Mary or British, I've just started already, or British Barbara.
What was the first one?
American Mary.
American Mary or British
British,
Barbara? I so hope it's British Barbara, but I'm going to go American Mary.
Maybe you're correct. All right. Then the second, sorry, the second one. Uh, this is fine. Begotten or forgotten?
Oh, wow. Begotten or forgotten?
Yeah.
Just for fun, I'm going to go begotten.
And it's correct. You're
Oh,
correct.
wow.
So,
2. That's
yeah,
2.
yeah. Uh, oh, yeah. The next one, the perfection or the perfectionist.
I don't really know what the perfection would be. So I'm going to say the perfectionist.
Incorrect, the perfection.
Oh,
Hmm. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try. The fourth one.
no, deep breath.
The eyes of my mother or the thighs of my father.
Oh, I'm going to make you say it again. The eyes of my mother, or
The thighs of my father.
it could be either of them. But I'm going to go eyes of my mother.
Uh, all right. All right.
So was that
Tetsuo.
correct?
Yes.
Yes.
I thought it went without saying, so I moved on. Uh, Tetsuo the Iron Beast or Tetsuo the Iron Man.
I have heard of a movie called Tetsuo the Iron Man. Even though that's a comic book, I've actually heard of that movie, a Japanese movie. called that. So I'm going to go that.
Yeah, you're correct.
Oh, cool.
Um, okay. Next one. Jesus. The, God, buddy. The skin I'm visiting, or the skin I live in.
Well, I know that movie, so The Skin I Live In.
Yes.
I actually own that movie.
Yeah. Skin I'm visiting. Okay, next one. Uh, cold as ice or shivers.
Oh god. It's got to be Shivers.
Yes, David Cronenberg film. Uh,
Cold as ice.
yeah, which is
Uh,
almost a title almost a title of that Vanilla Ice movie. I think it's Cool as Ice.
cool as ice.
Uh, okay, Exorcism or Demon Child.
Oh. Exorcism or Demon Child?
Exorcism.
Exorcism.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Or Demon Child.
yeah.
Um, I think Exorcism is a clever title. And I think you're clever enough to come up with that title, but I'm going to go it anyway. Is it Existition?
Yeah, yeah. You give me too much credit. You know, I didn't come up with it, so it's the real movie, Exorcism. Yes.
Wow, that's a cool title. I like that title.
Um, spring or autumn.
And for our American listeners, what is autumn?
Fall.
I'm going to say spring.
Yep, that's a movie. And the last one, keepsake or possession.
Oh, I think Possession sounds more of a horror movie, so I'm going to say Possession.
Yeah, you got it right. I think there's
Whoa,
only one you got wrong, which is the
second
perfection,
one,
yeah, the third, I think third one, yeah,
not
third
third one.
one. So yeah. Oh man, I got through it with only laughing a few times. My God, I'm bad.
That was
So
so much fun, Richie. Thank you very much.
it's all good.
Cold as
Uh,
ice.
Not the
Well,
actual one. I thought you'll laugh the hardest at. The thighs
no,
of
the
my thighs
father's
are.
thighs one I laughed mostly hard at. Mother's eyes or father's thighs?
Cool. Now it is time for the wheel of Chubby Chew.
Spin the wheel of Chubby Cheese.
Chubby Chew. So,
Cheese.
she. So we've got action, comedy, drama, horror, martial arts, sci-fi slash fantasy. For those who haven't, I do that joke every week. Anyway, uh, uh, thriller, western, suggestions from website Cancer Blue 2, and streamers picks.
Streamers. Tell them they're streaming.
Uh,
Cool. Awesome.
cool. So yeah, ready when I'm ready.
Yep.
Um, let's spinny that wheelie.
Ooh. Action.
Action. Hey, we've got For Your Height Only
Yes, I've seen this. I love it, and I can't wait to watch it again.
from 1981. Hell Riders from 1984. Zombie Apocalypse from 2011, and The Panther Squad also from 1984.
Excellent. I like the older ones for some reason. I just love them.
Yeah. All right. Let's spinny
Let's get
that
spinny
wheelie.
cool. Spinny cool.
Spinnacle. Gonna get
Oh,
spinnacle. Let's get spinnacle.
spinny. Oh, Zombie Apocalypse 2011.
All right. I will check off what's on there.
Zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, zombie. I'll stop singing that song because we'll get copyrighted. Righted. Toot, toot, toot. Uh, uh, Zom.
Zombeaver. Have you seen that film, Zombie
We, we,
Beaver?
we, we need to do that movie as well at some point. Given the like the new use of the word, I'm surprised that they haven't done a zombie movie with hot chicks called Zombie.
Zombie.
Yeah, zombie apocalypse is there.
Excellent.
It's actually got a decent cast. Well, the first two people I know. It's got it's directed by Nick Lyon, and I'll
Mhm.
look at who's what's directed now. But it stars Ving Rhames,
Oh, okay. Pulp
uh,
Fiction fame.
Taryn Manning from she's been in a lot of stuff. 8 Mile, and yeah, what have you? Orange is the New Black, and she's also in a uh yeah, she was also in a band called I think it's called Boomcat. Pretty good stuff.
Boom Cat Opera.
Yeah, Leslie Ann Brandt, uh, Johnny Packer, Eddie Steeples, and Gary Weeks. So yeah, and I'll read the synopsis. After a zombie plague has wiped out most of the population, a group of survivors fight their way cross country to a refuge on the island of Cantalina. Uh,
This might be really fun. I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, no, it should be good. And it's a sci-fi channel original movie.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it'd be pretty decent then if it's on sci-fi, you'd think.
You would think they also have Sharknado on there, but
Yeah.
that's also an original movie. But look, it should be fun. Mm.
Alrighty, Richie. Plugs and stuff.
Yeah, you can find me here. You can find us on Facebook first of all. Tell them they're streaming. Give us a like. And yeah. Share, I don't know, give us a share if you want. Message us to suggest other movies to put on there. Be nice about it though. Don't be like, oh, bloody, what haven't you got Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2, you dickhead? I'm like, look, sir. Wait, look, Grandma. I will put that. I'll put it on there eventually. Okay, just you got to be nice about it.
I didn't know your grandma watches, does she? Oh, hi, Richie's grandma.
Yeah, I mean, it takes me about 3 hours for me to work the computer for her, but she gets there. Um, yeah, yeah. So and you could hit us up on YouTube. Just subscribe and hit the bell notification to get notified when we drop a new episode every Tuesday or Tuesday. Americans say Tuesday. I say Tuesday. But we say Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yeah, and you can email us at thelmastreaming@gmail.com. Also give suggestions. Again, be nice about it, Grandma. Thanks. And then yeah. As for me, I got got movie. I'm on the Movie Hero Network a lot, doing tournament fights and tier ranker. I'm also do a lot of wrestling trivia on combat wrestling trivia. Also on my friend Jordan Pierce Owen's channel. I do wrestling trivia and movie trivia there. Also got another wrestling podcast I mentioned earlier that I'm going to bring up again. Called The Lonely Marks with me, Jacob, my friend Jacob Barber, uh, uh, Jordan Pierce Owens, and the aforementioned Austin Pez Howe. So
We can watch
that's
that every
fun.
Friday, can't we?
Yeah, every Friday here, every Thursday in
Oh yeah,
America.
that's right.
Yeah. So yeah, and as far as gigs go, yeah, I'm back at it. So yeah, like just keep an eye out. I'm not not like the most proficient at trying to keep people in the loop about my gigs, but I will endeavor in 2023 to, change that. So, yeah. But yeah, I've got a few things coming up. Even going to Toowoomba soon.
Whoa.
That's probably the most exciting thing that's happened there in ages. I'm coming.
What? You
I
and
know.
the Clydesdales.
Yeah, I mean the Clydesdales. Sorry, Nick Carr, if you're watching. Anyway. But yeah. So
So is that it?
that is me.
Well, I'm quite interested with this next question, Richie, because you've got Dead Man Ink on
Yep.
your t-shirt. Now,
Mhm.
I want to know, does the Undertaker Dead Man sound different than the Undertaker, the more scarier one?
American. y- Yeah.
So yeah, does the American Badass sound different to the Undertaker?
Okay. I'll ask that question. Answer that question with a question. What impression are you gonna have me do?
I'm going to
To-
have
to-
you do American Badass Undertaker.
All right. Until next time.
Sounds the same. He's on a bike.
That's a bicycle.
Oh.
Um.
Ding
Well, actually,
ding.
not yeah, not an actual, not, not, not,
Has he got a
look,
basket on the front? Hi, I'm the American Badass. Look, I've got streamers coming out of my things, and look, I got like playing cards in my spokes. Look, American Badass.
just imagining him coming out to the ring, just on his bike with a basket in front, like chucking newspaper to people. Anyway, motorbike, right? Until next time. I just did a crazy frog. To be continued. And I can't roll my eyes back in my head.
You can put your fist up though. Don't, yeah, that's it.
In 1931, the world was horrified by the motion picture Frankenstein. In 1935, horror turned to terror with The Bride of Frankenstein. In 1990, the makers of Basket Case and Brain Damage bring you
Want a date?
Frankenhooker. Jeffrey Franken has a plan.
I just want to bring it back, Elizabeth.
He has the ingenuity.
I need female body parts.
He has everything he needs, except the raw materials.
Just hold still. Excellent. Oh my God. Bunyan!
Jeffrey's creation is alive.
Looking for some action?
Oh, yeah.
She's sexy.
Want a date? You going out?
I'm on my way home, but thanks anyway.
And she's sutured to please.
Listen, I'm looking for a very tall, attractive woman. She's purple. She's got fresh scars on her. She's in the bar.
Now, a motion picture like no other. A tender story of love and romance.
Want a date?
A gripping tale of lust and revenge. Frankenhooker.
Incredible.
Some assembly may be required.